Welcome there. The Nigerian 1999 constitution currently in use is the product of a past military government. One of the expectations of Nigerians is that under a democratic government, the country, though broader participatory assembly, should fashion out a constitution that should truly flow from the people. Members of the Constitution Review Committee are expected to go around 336 constituencies in the country to ensure a grassroots participation in the review process. The question is, how has it been since the journey started? Does this attempt represent a truly Nigerian constitution? To analyze this, I have a guest in the studio, but before I introduce him to you, I'll be your host today on the agenda. We'll be talking about Nigeria's constitutional review, and I won't be doing it alone. I have a guest on the show. His name is Mr. Bisi Shogunle. He's a legal practitioner, principal partner, AA Shogunle and Associates, a social expert and public policy analyst. Okay, barrister, I beg your pardon. Welcome to the show, sir.
It's nice to be here.
Oh, it's really great to have you.
Yeah.
Well, sir, the topic on the front burner, as I said earlier, is Nigeria's ongoing constitution review process. And now a lot of issues are coming out on the back of this review, which is ongoing. And some Nigerians think that it is just an effort in futility. Some people feel that, well, it is a good thing. It's a good way to go. But presently, let me start by saying that President Goodluck Jonathan has set up the committee of a 21-member committee to review the outstanding constitutional issues, headed by former Chief Justice of Nigeria, which you know very well, sir. What's your opinion on this recent development? Do you think that...
Well, you see, the concept of constitution itself is fundamental.
Okay.
Constitution is supposed to be the ground norm of a country, of a people, of a nation. By ground norm, I mean that that is the main source of other laws. Okay. So when you talk about constitution, you are talking about what everybody in a particular locality have come together to say, this is how we want to be governed.
Okay.
The preamble to all our constitutions from 1979 has always read, we the people of Nigeria haven't done this, done that. We have given ourselves this set of fundamental, basic laws to govern us. But our constitution has never been reflective of the wishes of the people. Okay. And that's where
that's popular now.
Yeah, that's the challenge. Okay. And when you move from there to who can review a constitution, okay. There are so many school of thoughts. There are some people who felt, look, an elected president, okay. or the President National Assembly ought not to be the ones to review. You cannot ask for the review of the law that brought you in.
All right.
You see, there are those who believe so, okay. that if you want the review of Constitution, go for referendum, okay. so that you can actually get the wishes of the people. You see. There are those who felt, okay, what do you call, is it a review, is it an amendment? What do you want to do? Okay. So,
is an amendment within the jurisdiction of the National Assembly?
Well, there are provisions for amendment of our Constitution. Okay. The provisions are there inside the Constitution. Okay. But what people are calling for is not just an amendment. Okay. It's a complete review. And overall of this constitution, because the truth about it is that the constitution was never and has never made the expression of the wishes of our people. Okay. That's the truth. All right. It has been the military regime bringing together some people called the elders of the different geopolitical zones and bringing them into what is called a constituent assembly. So you can be a member of constituent assembly if you are very close to the governor of a state, a military governor, or the president, the head of state of the military head of state likes your face. It doesn't mean it represents the wishes of the people. And that's where the challenges we have had. And whatever the Constituent Assembly produces, they will still submit it to the military guys, who in their Supreme Military Council or whatever the highest organ of the military ruling council is, will now decide what and what should be the constitution. They will now put it together and say, this is the constitution of the people. So we've had constitutions that have not represented the wishes of our people.
Okay.
Now, how do we get the wishes of our people? Now, you talk about ongoing review, public hearing are going on. Okay. I can assure you, is it a good thing? Well, maybe for the first time, somebody is trying to get the entire populace to talk about things that are very fundamental. But there are two things that also will play here. One is the fact that opinions are divided as to whether the executive or the National Assembly can be the ones to lead the process of constitutional review. Opinions are divided.
But is this exercise in itself, is it a review, or is it because there's kind of a conflict now? People are calling it more or less a referendum. Some people are just saying it's not
a referendum.
It's not a review.
No, it's not a referendum. It's not a referendum. What they are trying to do is to, let us look at the constitution, what and what can we change, all those things. Let us engage the people. Let's engage the system. What is going on now? You see, because it's also good for you to take the advantage of whatever platform you have to express the wishes of the people. Now, there are public hearings going on all over the place. Two things. Democracy is a beautiful thing. Government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Very beautiful. It is a concept that is accepted worldwide as the best form of governance. But democracy has two major hurdles that it must cross for it to actually help the people. One is poverty. Where people are poor, they are concerned about their daily living. You understand what I'm saying? Then the second one is illiteracy. Where these two factors are present, democracy is a big challenge. It's a major challenge because why? An hungry man is an angry man. It's not how many people, how many of the masses of Nigerians. We say we are over 160 million now, at least by the last statistic provided by the National Population Commission, around 160 million. How many, the percentage of the Nigerians that are living above the poverty level? So that they will now be interested in what will go into the constitution, in the public hearing. How many of them are willing to leave their, going to farm, to get whatever they're going to eat, and will go and attend a particular public hearing session in whatever locality?
So hunger is a challenge, right?
Hunger is a challenge, and is a major challenge. Poverty. The second one is illiteracy. You know, the so-called public hearing is being conducted in English language. Not only in English language, the medium is written. What is the literacy level of Nigerians? The truth about it is that the literacy level of Nigerians is less than 30%. So let's assume 30%.
In attendance right now.
No, let's assume 30% of Nigerians are literate. 30% are literate. Because it's less than 30%. I can assure you, check the statistics. It's less than 30%. Let's assume 30% are literate. Of the 30% that are literate, I can assure you, maybe about another 30% of the 30% are the ones that are engaging the issues on ground.
And this less than, how do you call it, the remaining of the whole lots now that are even attending are not the ones that are really feeling the bites of the whole.
Because you see, those who are participating really in the public hearing are people. They are in government, they are in public space to hijack the public, the opinion of the masses, and to promote it.
So the exercise in that light cannot be far-reaching.
The exercise in that light cannot be said, it will not produce a constitution.
Okay.
That will be good for our people.
That will be encompassing.
It will not. I'm not saying that the exercise itself is a total a voyage on nothing.
Okay.
You see, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that if you are looking at how effective it can be to give us as a people a constitution that in the next 100 years, we can say this is our constitution. It went through the process, and we have it here. No, it won't be like that.
It won't be like that.
It won't be like that, because two major factors that could have helped us to have a constitution that will reflect, or that can come close to reflect the opinion and the wishes of our people. Those major factors are very important. Poverty and illiteracy. Remember, we just watched the drama that happened in America. Very nice drama.
Talking about U.S. politics, right?
U.S. politics. Very nice drama. Following the election, two things you could see. The Republicans felt it is time for them to bulldoze their way. The Democrats felt, let us go to the people who otherwise would not vote before. Those who have not voted before. The minorities of the minorities. There are many. Let us sell our ideas to them. Let us give them the opportunity to understand that, well, United States is a country where individuals should be able to express their abilities. Let's address the issue of immigration and all those things. Let us give them something that will make them to vote for us. At the end of the day, the minorities of the minorities came together and they voted for Obama.
That's what gave Obama the election.
The election. The minorities of the minorities.
Okay, sir.
Yes, that could happen because they were educated. So they can understand the issues. In Nigeria, how do you understand the issue of state creation? The man in Makurdi, in Otukpo, in Miami is in not Miami, a country.
Not the Myanmar of Aung San Suu Kyi right now.
Yes, there is a town called Miami in Kebbi State, Jega, in Jega. Somebody who is in brass, how will he understand what it meant to be canvassing for creation of states? So you see people saying, oh, they should create more states, we want more states, we want Ijebu state, we want this state, the geopolitical zone, everybody. The states that are existing are not viable.
Okay, sir. You know, you said so many things. You're going to so many areas right now, and those are questions I actually have to ask you actually about, you know, the whole process now. We are talking about the process. You've been talking about the process from the beginning.
Yes.
And the way it looks like, it's something that, it's not something that can be done in a hurry.
Yes.
Because of the challenges involved. Okay. Well, a lot of people now say that the timing, it's more or less the review is more a pleasant distraction. Pleasant distraction in the sense that it appeals to the emotions of Nigerians, but it's not what Nigeria actually needs at the moment. What we should be tackling, according to analysts, is that we should be looking at corruption, looking at strengthening our institutions. That the Constitution in itself, it has laws that we can do with for now, but the issue is that the laws tackling graft and all that, they are there, but we're not implementing them. This is what is causing most of the challenges you are talking about now. You're talking about poverty, you're talking about, you know, education. We have laws that should, with all the corruption cases in the media, agog in newspapers, and there seems to be, I'm not saying there isn't, but people believe there seems to be no political will to hold people culpable for their actions.
Now, let me tell you, we must start somewhere. So I won't buy the idea of those who says that the time is not ripe. You see, corruption itself is not embezzlement of money. That's a subset of corruption. Corruption is all-encompassing.
And you believe the review of this constitution is a pathway to achieving this? Okay.
I'll give you a very plain example.
Okay.
The indigenization and indigenship
yes.
and citizenship
okay.
issue. Okay. Here you have a woman who married the husband and relocated to, let's say, from Imo State,
okay.
relocated to Abia State.
All right.
By marriage, he followed the husband to Abia State, joined the judiciary of Abia State, rose to the level of, after so many years,
okay.
to the CJ of Abia State. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, Abia State, to fill their quota in the Court of Appeal, presented her and said, this is our candidate. Then some people woke up and wrote one frivolous petition that this woman is not originally from our state.
Okay.
So she should not be allowed.
It's her husband that is.
Yes, she should not be allowed to occupy our position at the Court of Appeal.
Okay.
Okay. And the CJ said, yes, she's not from that state, so I will not swear her in.
Okay.
Is that not corruption? How do you address that if you are not going to go into the Constitution?
Okay.
And we take that into consideration? If you have lived, there are some people who have lived all their life in Lagos State. They were born bred here in Lagos State.
Okay.
And you now say and they pay tax in Lagos State. One day, they now need to be given opportunity to express themselves. You now say they are not from Lagos State. Where do you want them to go? Somebody who did not know, his father came from Obusi in Anambra State. He has never been into Obusi. He was born and bred in Lagos. He has lived all his life in Lagos. He went to Lagos schools in Lagos. He graduated in Lagos. Now, he now aspires to be a politician in Lagos. You now say, no, this particular position is reserved for only Lagosha. Who is the Lagosha?
Even when he merits it.
Who is a Lagosha? Who is a Lagosha? What is the definition of a Lagosha? Who in this Lagos state, are you hearing me? Founded Lagos. Everybody, Lagos Island, those who are there are immigrants. They came from somewhere.
That's true.
They were brought in. So that's where you hear names like Verissimo.
True.
Madrigo.
Portuguese, Portuguese
yes.
origin.
Hughes. Braithwaite. Are those Lagos names? They are not Lagos names. So if you came at the time as a settler, and somebody else came at another time as a settler,
okay,
how can one settler tell another settler that you are not an indigene of this state? You see, those are fundamental issues.
Okay.
You see, they are so fundamental that they are the things that is causing, they are the bedrock of corruption. The foundation of what? Corruption.
And the only way to go about it
is to go to the roots.
For the roots. Okay.
You see, the only thing is that the way the exercise is going, even if there is a review of the Constitution, it may just be the Constitution of the elites.
Okay.
Those who are able to seize the airwaves,
okay,
seize the hearing, because some of the public hearing, you don't even know the venue. The publicity is not much.
You just taking it out of my mouth. That's what I was going to talk about, that because
when you go there,
there's been outcry about the publicity about this.
When you go there, even if you know the venue, when you go there, they arrange.
Okay.
There are people,
okay.
There are people they will put in the front seat. Those are the people that they have made up their mind. Maybe that senator, or the House of Reps person who is doing it in his constituency. He knows the people that he will allow to
speak
at
the venue.
At the venue. And that's why we said no. You see, if you really want to have a constitution of the people,
okay,
It is not something you will do overnight.
All right. On that note, sir, I would like to stop you for a while. We have reactions, okay, based on the issue at hand, which is talking about the ongoing constitutional review process. We'll take those reactions, and when we come back, me and my guest will talk some more on the issue. Stay with us. All right, glad to have you back. You're still watching The Agenda on LoveworldPlus, and we've been talking about the ongoing Nigerian Constitution review. And my guest here, Barrister Bisi Shogunle, has been bearing his mind on the issue and enlightening us on what it's all about. Now, sir, we were talking earlier, we're talking about the process. Now, we're talking about enlightenment. You made a point, actually, and I just want to add something to it, before you begin to delve into the issue. Now, a gentleman called Taiwo Tito Lai described the ongoing process as a charade. Why? Because he feels it's shrouded in secrecy, okay? And he says, like Kwara State, there's no public announcement, and even media men have no information about where the centers, where the the review is taking place.
That's right. So you see, there is something that is on ground. Can it produce for us the constitution of the people? I don't think so. The best we can get out of the present process is the constitution of the elites.
Okay.
You see, they are the ones who have decided to hijack the process and use it to pursue their agenda. And remember, I even don't think that in one fell swoop we can review that constitution. Because if we actually want to review the constitution, it should be in a staggered manner.
Okay.
Because there are so many fundamental issues about our country. Take the issue of fiscal federalism.
Okay.
In the 60s, if you are producing your cocoa, you collect the money, you contribute to the center. Are you getting what I'm saying?
All right.
If you are producing your granules, you collect your money, you give some to the central. When oil came, everything turned upside down. Fiscal federalism is an issue that is very, very technical.
Okay.
Which, before you want to say, okay, let's take a position, there should be a massive publicity.
All right.
You tell the Nigerians, to the grassroots, in the language they understand. So, and you now submit that issue to referendum. Not some politicians in Abuja who now want to vote. Not some politician in State of Assembly who wants to vote. No. Because If you say it's the government of the people, then you should allow the people to say, look, this is how we want to handle the issue of the resources that are available in the federation. You understand what I'm saying? The resources that are what? Available in the federation. Fiscal federalism, are we doing fiscal federalism? No. Recently, the governor of Zamfara State, if I'm not mistaken, said that it is a shame that so many states are not, they are not productive. All they want to do is to just go to Abuja at the end of the month to collect something from the center. And they come back and they spend it.
On that light, somebody has, an analyst said that is one of the reasons why the agitation for state creation has come up. Because it's everybody is jumping on a train to try and get something from the center.
No, it's not. Let me tell you, when people talk about state creation, it's very technical. Okay. Why is it that today we don't have an accurate figure of who we are as a people? Because population was tied to
land mass,
to what you will collect from the federal government.
Okay.
So it pays a Kano state to say we are 25 million.
Okay.
Because they know that population is what determines what they will collect from the common purse. So there is an incentive for people to lie or manipulate census.
Okay.
To lie about the number of people. Are you hearing me?
Okay.
Not to say the truth about the number of people within their territorial area. Why? Because population and revenue distribution is tied. If you say you collect based on what you produce, you will see that when they conduct census in Nigeria, it will be clear. There will be no need for anybody to be inflating figures. That's the fundamental thing. So when you are talking about corruption, is that not corruption?
Yes.
Why have you found it hard, very hard, to know the number of people that we are? Okay, take the issue of those who are agitating for state creation. You are agitating for state creation. Most of the states now, 70 to 80% of the money that gets to them, they use it for administration to pay salaries. Only about maybe 10 to 15% goes for capital project. Right. And of that 15 to 20%, some warlords, some godfathers, some people will take about, of that 20%, let's say that 20% is 80, 100% now. The 100% of the one for the capital project. Okay. Some people will still hijack 40%. So what is left? That's why when you drive across Nigeria, you will see that there is government. You see a lot of government cars. You see a lot of government presence, but you don't see the effect of governance on the people.
Barrister, let me tie this question to what you're saying right now. Still on the issue of state creation.
Yes.
Now, according to reports, 56 of the memoranda of over 230,
yes,
okay, of memoranda or so that Senate received, okay, 56 of them were in respect of additional states.
Why?
Now,
because people want to become governor.
Clearly, Section 8 of the Constitution.
Yes.
Okay, it's you are aware. States have the procedures for state creation.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people have said that most of the politicians or people agitating, are they trying to look for a back door? A back way to get, states created? Because right now, they are trying to amend the process already. Is there anything wrong with that process that is stated in the Constitution?
You see, state creation itself, the military caused all the issue about state creation. In the 60s, we had regions. Western region, Eastern region, Northern region. In the 60s, the regions did not send their best to the center. They sent their second 11 to the center. They did not. They kept their best at home. Their first 11 were at home. Are you hearing me? Because there was nothing in that center
nothing to
go and grab. Okay. When the military started their and I don't blame the military too. They were not trained to govern Nigeria. They were not trained to govern anybody. They just shot themselves into power, and the military man who got into military because he was academically disadvantaged. All he had is muscle and power. Suddenly found himself engaging himself in intellectual matters. The military started creating states. And when they started creating states, they started using state creation as a tool of political favor.
Okay.
That's why people are, okay, let me give you an example. Ogun State. The Ogun State people will say they want Ijebu State. Why would they want Ijebu State? Because some people in Ijebu, they just want to say this is our own state.
Okay.
Not because they are interested in development. Because if they are interested in development, they should ask themselves, all the local government that are in Ijebu, what effect are they having on the people?
But that's the very excuse that they're using for state creation, saying that it would bring development closer to
it will never. It has never. State creation has never brought development closer to the people. I can assure you. The old Sokoto state was broken into two. Kebbi State and Sokoto State. I had the benefit of knowing both states. In Kebbi, after Benin Kebbi, that which is the capital, I challenge anybody. For so long, from Jega down to Yauri, two things are common. Barua, Bauta. No water, no light. And as at that time, the military that were in government, you have major people who are in military, who are in government, who are from those areas. Major General Jega was from there. But you go to his town, you'll be amazed. So it has never been so. What state creation has done was it has removed money from capital projects and increased recurrent the cost of expenditure.
Okay.
Are you hearing me?
Okay.
And when you create more states, it will be more of what? Recurrent expenditure.
The cost of
because instead of having one governor to govern a particular territory, you have two governors. Instead of having one commissioner of education, you have two commissioners of education. You see, so we will just multiply effects. Yes, we just multiply with, and a commissioner will have about 5 special advisors. For what? So when you sit down, you realize that those who are agitating for states, what is their motivation? Take the issue of local government. How can Kano State, that does not have the same population like Lagos State, how come that inside the constitution, Kano State has more local government than Lagos State? It was political. The military foisted it. Why? Because the more local government you have, the more money you collect from the federal purse. Okay, with all the local government that were created for Kano State in the constitution, which entitles them to be collecting money from the federation account, what has happened to development in Kano State? What has happened? Ask yourself that honest question. At least all the local governments in Kano State that are recognized by the constitution, are you hearing me? They collect money from the federal purse. If you match each of those local governments, you come to Lagos and place them side by side with some of the local authorities here that were created by the state, which do not collect money from the federal purse because the constitution did not make it possible for them, because the federal, the Senate and the House of Reps said, no, we cannot recognize them. If you place them side by side, you'll be amazed that those in Lagos are offering more of services to their people than those who are collecting money from the federal port. So it is not that creation of state will solve any problem.
Okay.
It has never solved any problem.
Okay.
Why is it that the Southwest governors are now talking about integration?
All right.
They now want to come back to the old ways of doing things.
Okay.
They are now fighting that, okay, let us have a common government, then we now do what is called, we have a common agenda that we run through the entire states in the Southwest. Why? Okay. Because they found out that if they can integrate, development can be cheaper
and faster,
and it gets to what? To the grassroots. Then you have some people who are now saying that because they want to have their own kingdom. The elites, they are the number one. Go and ask the man in the remote area of Ijebu or Odogbolu, the local farmer. He is not interested in the state. Okay. He is interested in his welfare.
Barrister, you've made it very clear. But tell me, what's your feeling about the issue that Lagos should be given a special place in the review process?
Yes, I believe Lagos should be given, because Lagos is the melting pot of Nigeria.
As that's the argument.
It's very clear.
Economically and in fact that everybody, Lagos is a melting pot.
It is a melting pot. The truth about it was that when the movement was going from Lagos to Abuja,
okay,
there was a plan. That plan was not followed. Suddenly, they were in a hurry. Okay. We must go to Abuja. We must go to Abuja. Why? Because some people felt, oh, let us, coming to Lagos is a problem now.
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying? Okay. But you know, every geopolitical zone in Nigeria is represented in Lagos. Lagos is the only state where you have a commissioner who is not an indigene and is in charge of budget and planning. Is from the southeast.
Okay, okay.
And he's in charge of what?
Okay.
Budget and planning. That means he's in charge of one of the most critical aspects of the economic well-being of the state.
Okay.
All other states, the governor, if he tries to do such a thing, I've told you, Abia and Imo. Remember, Abia and Imo, they were together before. Okay. Is it not so? They were together before they carved out Abia. Tell the person in Imo State, the governor of Imo State, to go and take somebody in Abia State and want to make him a commissioner. All hell will let loose. Why? Because the parochialism of our process now. Okay. So Lagos will be given a special place. Okay. The laws that govern Lagos should be made special. Okay. If you were born in Lagos, you should have, and you are living in Lagos, you should have the same rights as the so-called Aborigines in Lagos. You see, because that's the most. Then the federal government now caters for the well-being. They give Lagos more concessions in terms of revenue allocation and things, and the status of Lagos, so that everybody, Lagos can become a place where anybody from the sixth geopolitical zone can come and be comfortable, because it is already happening.
Okay, so Barrister, tell me, President Goodluck Jonathan has dismissed the call for a sovereign national conference, saying that it will not resolve anything right now. What's your opinion on that?
Well, SNC will not be a good sell to any politician. Because the sovereign national conference can be an unruly horse. Okay. Are you getting what I'm saying? Okay. But the word sovereign means that conference.
So it spends the power.
It can remove that conference can remove the president. Okay. So I don't expect.
Very dicey issue.
You don't expect him. He will not commit the error of Gorbachev.
Especially when his predecessors did not make that mistake.
No, he will not commit the error of Gorbachev. Okay. When Gorbachev started perestroika and glasnost in USSR, he never knew that it will remove him and dismember that union. He didn't intend to dismember the union. He just felt we should go on perestroika and glasnost. Let us open up. Let us do this. let us do that, let us set up this, let us set up that. Before he knew it, the forces were too much for him. And Gorbachev, a man who had a good intention for USSR, became the person under whose watch USSR became dismembered. Okay. So I think for a politician, for an elected president, he will not take that option.
Okay.
So if we know he will not take the option, what we need is not a so-called sovereign national conference. What we need is a conference where people can genuinely, the issues, the fundamental issues can genuinely be brought.
Aminu Tambuwal has dismissed the call for a referendum. He says, that insisting that referendum was not an option that has been considered by the House since it is unconstitutional.
Why?
Do you agree?
Yeah, you see, Aminu Tambuwal is also doing his own bidding to, as the Speaker of the House.
Yes, Speaker of the House.
He believes that they are the representative of the people. Are you hearing me?
Okay.
He's not speaking against referendum. If he was not there, he would say referendum. He's a lawyer now.
Okay.
He's a lawyer. If he was not there, I can assure you, he will be telling you referendum is perfect. It's okay. But because he is there, if he says referendum should be done, he has also done something to himself. He has committed political suicide. He's indirectly saying that the people who are in the House of Reps and who are the senators are not actually representing their constituency. That's why he will not accept referendum. It's not because the concept of referendum is not. No, it's because as far as he is concerned, you see, the politicians will see everything from the prism of politics.
All right.
Because if you want to have a referendum, you don't need to be in any political party. A referendum is on a particular issue, and the people can decide that, no, this man will represent us well on this issue.
All right.
But the politician doesn't want that.
Interesting.
So all those ideas will not fly.
Okay.
Because the political reality is that those who have the machinery of government will not surrender power.
Will not let it go easily.
You don't expect an Aminu Tambuwal to surrender power. He will not. He will hold on to it. So as far as he's concerned, the House of Reps, they constitute the people representing the constitution. But can Tambuwal on his own allow a referendum on the salary and the emolument of the members of the legislature? And he will not.
They will not. Interesting.
We say, okay, we want to do a referendum. What should be the salary of members of the national legislature? Should their salary be paid from the federal post, or be paid from the local government, or be paid from the state? You think Tambuwal will not allow that referendum to hold? He knows that thing is an unruly horse that can consume himself and consume his office, consume his position. We have been complaining, the federal legislator, they are earning fast salary, they are doing nothing. So it's part of what people want to go and do constitutional review on. How will it fly? It can't fly.
All right, Barrister. Because of time, we're running out of time right now. I just want you to tell us, what's your opinion really of the whole process? Do you buy it? Do you see the process right now as something that you're in support of?
The process may not be the best, but you see, in Nigeria,
what do you think? What direction do you think it should take right now?
The direction I would suggest that the press should not keep quiet. The civil society should not keep quiet. You see, evil prevail when good people keep quiet. We should engage the players. We should expose why they are taking the position they are taking. Like I have said now, Tambuwal will not support referendum for obvious reasons. You see, we should not be telling them, those politicians, they are corrupt. No, we should not. We should engage them intellectually. What are you saying? Does it make sense? This public hearing that you are conducting, how many people are there? How many people are in your local government?
Okay.
How many people attended your public hearing?
Okay.
How can you say that in your public hearing, this is what you people decided? Who did you invite? Who are the people? So when you engage the politicians and we engage the people who are doing what they are doing, they will know that Nigerians are not sleeping.
All right.
Then mass education should also start.
Okay.
You see, we should not abandon the process. No. We should take the process that has been, the platform we have, are you hearing me?
Okay.
Engage that process to get a better result.
Okay, I want to thank you. I want to really thank you on that note, sir, because we really don't have much time left. And as you've heard from Barrister B.C. Shogunle, he's a legal practitioner, principal partner, A.A. Shogunle and Associates, a social expert, a public policy analyst. We've been talking about the Nigeria's ongoing constitutional review process. And so much has come out of this man with a wealth of knowledge about the issue. And he's saying, if I get him right, is that the process, those involved in it should go back to the drawing board and really take a critical look and talk about sensitization, making sure that the Nigerians, we're talking about grassroots now, are involved in the whole process so that at the end of the day, we can have a holistic, approach to the whole process and get something that will reflect the views of every Nigerian on the ground, wherever they are. Well, that's on that note. My name is Henry Williams. I will be signing off right now on the show, talking about the agenda and also looking forward to seeing you next time around when we bring you another issue, talking about issues trending at home and around the world. Thank you for staying with us. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.